Welcome to Inside SCP. Today on Inside SCP, you're about to explore SCP-145, a mysterious old phone that rings non-stop with distress calls from unknown victims, creating an eerie atmosphere of desperation and fear. This Alcatel cordless phone appears ordinary, but has been defaced and sealed, preventing any conventional disassembly or power source. The phone rings constantly, and when answered, a female voice pleads desperately for help, describing instances of torture, violence, and intense fear. Audio analysis reveals at least several individual voices over different calls, all expressing extreme pain, anguish, and profound emotional distress loudly. The callers seem sentient and non-automated, but attempts to trace the mysterious calls or locate the distressed victims have been largely unsuccessful so far. Using a Faraday cage to block the signal doesn't work, suggesting an unknown, anomalous transmission method being employed deliberately somewhere. Research teams, including Class D staff, audio technicians, and security personnel, conduct thorough studies in a completely soundproof room setting. Direct auditory contact with SCP-145's transmissions is restricted to Class D staff to minimize psychological trauma and emotional distress responses immediately. Any personnel showing signs of intense psychological trauma are immediately escorted out and may require immediate psychiatric consultation and further evaluation. In testing, subjects answering SCP-145 without supervision vanish without indication of transportation methods. Video recordings show the subject present in one frame and entirely absent in the next, with no visible signs of their removal or disappearance. The phone falls to the floor suddenly after the subject's mysterious disappearance, but it remains completely undamaged and still functional, lying there silently. Subsequent communication reveals that vanished subjects join the group of torture victims on the other end of the dimly lit cold phone line slowly. In Test 145A, a GPS device was issued to the subject, but it mysteriously became non-functional shortly after their sudden disappearance. The voice of the disappeared subject was later identified among the torture victims during a subsequent, disturbing phone call made anonymously. Test 145B, we provided the subject with a combat knife for self-defense, but the outcome was similar as they struggled with internal conflict and fear silently. The subject's voice was heard again, desperately pleading for help as they were being tortured with intense, unrelenting pain and suffering slowly. In Test 145C, a subject was given a 9mm pistol and Kevlar vest, but they were still utterly unable to escape the increasingly dire situation slowly. Gunshots were heard during the desperate call, followed by the subject's anguished cries of pain and labored breathing, creating an atmosphere of intense fear. The test showed that the subjects are completely unable to defend themselves effectively against their persistent and ruthless tormentors daily. Test 145D involved using C4 explosives in a desperate attempt to destroy the location, but it resulted in significant foundation losses subsequently. The test was suspended due to the severe consequences, including the loss of several personnel and a breach of SCP security. The incident highlighted the significant risks of sympathizing with the victims and attempting to intervene directly in a highly emotional and complex situation. SCP-145 remains a high-risk object, requiring strict containment and careful handling to prevent further potentially catastrophic incidents and ensure maximum security. Understanding SCP-145's anomalous properties is crucial for developing comprehensive strategies to mitigate its profound and far-reaching effects carefully. The phone's ability to connect to unknown victims and transport subjects to their exact location remains completely unexplained and highly mysterious still to this day. Further research is urgently needed to thoroughly uncover the precise source and complex nature of SCP-145's highly anomalous and intriguing properties. By studying SCP-145 carefully, we can gain deeper insights into the limits of our understanding and the complexities of anomalous phenomena thoroughly. Now you know the significant risks and challenges associated with SCP-145, and the absolute need for continued research, caution, and careful handling procedures. As always, stay safe, stay vigilant, and remember to subscribe for Inside SCP. Horisteen, Burtnik Prudin, the White Im on 1.